Good afternoon, students. As we have already done, I already started chapter number 18 in our online classes, and we have covered few topics till greenhouse gases. Okay, so we have already discussed global warming. We already discussed the air pollution, how it forms. Okay, so now we discuss the next topic, that activity 18.4. You have various options of commuting to your school, such as walking, going by bicycle, traveling by bus or other public transport, using a car individually, traveling by carpool, discuss in your classes. So you yourself also contribute in the saving of our environment. Small contributions on our part can make a huge difference in this state of the environment. We can plant trees and nurture the ones already present in the neighborhood. Do you know about Van Mahotsav? Okay, when lakhs of trees are planted in July every year. So this is one kind of Mahotsav in which lakhs of trees are planted by the people, by the kids, and they celebrated Van Mahotsav. Bujo and Paheli once happened to go to an area where some people were burning dry leaves. They started coughing because the entire area was full of smoke. Paheli thought it would be a better option to put them in a compost pit rather than burning. Obviously, it's the correct way of decomposing these leaves. Dry leaves, okay, when you burn dry leaves, it creates smoke, and if that smoke will go inside your body, it creates problems. Next, we have water pollution. In class 7, you learn that water is a precious resource. Think and list the various activities in which we need water. We saw that water is becoming source due to we saw that water is becoming scarce due to increase in population, industries and agricultural activities. You have also studied how water becomes dirty after we use it for washing clothes, bathing, cleaning utensils. So many human activities are there due to which water becomes polluted. This means that we are adding some materials to the water which spoil its quality and change its smell and color. So whenever harmful substances such as sewage, toxic chemicals, silts, etc. get mixed with water, the water becomes polluted, and the substances that pollute water are called water pollutants. Okay, here one activity is given. You have to just observe the tap water, pond water, river water, well water and lake water. You have to just smell it, acidity and color you have to check it. Okay, how does water get polluted? Case study. Ganga is one of the most famous rivers of India. It sustains most of the northern, central and eastern Indian population. Millions of people depend on it for their daily needs and livelihood. However, recently a study by the Worldwide Fund for Nature found that Ganga is one of the 10 most endangered rivers in the world. The pollution levels have been rising for many years. We have reached this stage because the towns and cities through which the river flows through large quantities of garbage, untreated sewage, dead bodies and many other harmful things directly into the river. In fact, the river is dead at many places where the pollution levels are so high that aquatic life cannot survive. So that much pollution is generated by the people, and that pollutant is thrown in the river. And just because of this, the large impact is done on the aquatic animals which are living in that particular river. An ambitious plan to save the river called the Ganga Action Plan was launched in 1985. It aimed to reduce the pollution levels in the river. However, the increasing population and industrialization have already damaged this mighty river beyond repair. Now, the government of India has launched a new initiative known as National Mission for Clean Ganga in 2016. Let us take a specific example to understand the situation. The Ganga at Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh has one of the most polluted town in UP. People can be seen bathing, washing clothes and defecating in the river. They also throw garbage, flowers, idols and gods and goddess and non-biodegradable polythene bags into the river. These are the observations which done by the government people, that most of the people in that particular region, city, is use that water for bathing, cleaning utensils, washing clothes, and they are throwing the garbages, flowers, whatever ideas, maybe they are just throwing inside that river. At Kanpur, the amount of water is comparatively small and the flow of the river is very slow. In addition, Kanpur has more than 5,000 industries, and this include fertilizer, detergent, leather and paint industries, and these industrial units discharge toxic chemical waste into the river. Okay, not only smoke pollute the air, but the waste material which are generated by this particular factories and industries, that also been discharged in this water bodies, and ultimately they are polluting the water. Based on the above information, think of the answers to the following questions. What are the factors responsible for pollution of the river? Obviously, mainly the factory waste. What steps can be taken to restore the river Ganga to its past glory? And how would the disposal of garbage, etc. affect the living organisms in the river? Many industries discharge harmful chemicals into rivers and streams, causing the pollution of water. Examples are all refineries, paper factories, textile and sugar mills, and chemical factories. This industries causes chemical contamination of water. Okay, after production of particular materials, whatever waste are left behind, it will directly throw into the river bodies. Okay, so just because of that reason, that river get polluted. Not only that, some chemicals are also released in this water bodies. The chemicals released include arsenic, lead and fluoride, which lead to toxicity in plants and animals. We know that particular water, polluted water, is absorbed by the soil, and if you take any kind of plant is germinated in that particular region, so that kind of toxic chemicals are also absorbed by that plant with the water. There are regulations to prevent this. Industries are supposed to treat the waste produced before discharging it into waters, but quite often the rules are not followed. The soil is also affected by impure water, causing changes in acidity, growth of worms, etc. So we have already learned in chapter 1 the importance of pesticides and weedicides for the protection of crops. However, all these chemicals dissolve in water and are washed into water bodies from the fields, and they also seep into the ground to pollute groundwater. Have you seen ponds which look green from a distance because they have a lot of algae growing in them, and this is caused by excessive quantities of chemicals which get washed from the fields, and this act as nutrients for algae to flourish. Once these algae die, they serve as food for decomposers like bacteria. A lot of oxygen in the water body gets used up. This results in a decrease in the oxygen level, which may kill aquatic organisms. Okay, algae is a one kind of bacteria. Algae is a one kind of microorganisms that we have already learned. Okay, so Such kind of chemicals when released in the water body, they will absorb by this. They will provide a platform to develop such kind of microorganisms on the river body. So at some places you observe the water, it is totally covered with the greenish area. That is nothing but they are algae, and bacteria are generated on that particular algae and decompose that algae. In that process also, the oxygen which is present in the water body is used up by the bacteria, and whatever amount of bacteria are there, it will be reduced, and aquatic animals do not get such kind of oxygen and they cannot survive. Sometimes untreated sewage is thrown directly into rivers. It contains food waste, detergents, microorganisms, etc. Can groundwater get polluted by sewage? How? Water contaminated with sewage may contain bacteria, virus, fungi and parasites which cause diseases like cholera, typhoid and jaundice. This we have already learned in lower standard. And the bacteria present in the feces of mammals are indicators of the quality of water. If water has this bacteria, it means that it has been contaminated by fecal matter. If such water is used by us, it can cause various infections. Next is, what is potable water and how is water purified? So Bujo is very upset. He tells Paheli that he drank water which looked clean and was without any smell, but still he felt sick. Paheli explains that water which looks clean may still have disease causing microorganisms and dissolves impurities. So it is essential to purify water before drinking, for example by boiling. Water which is suitable for drinking is called potable water. You have seen how various physical and chemical processes in the sewage treatment plants help to clean water before discharging it into water bodies. That you have learned in 7th standard. Similarly, municipal bodies treat the water before supplying it to households. Let us see how water can be made safe for drinking. You have already seen how water is filtered. This is a physical method of removing impurities. A popular household filter is a candle type filter. Many households use boiling as a method for obtaining safe drinking water. Boiling kills the germs present in the water. Chlorination is a commonly used chemical method for purifying water. It is done by adding chlorine tablets or bleaching powder to the water. We must be cautious. We should not use more chlorine tablets than specified. Nowadays everyone is using RO water at places. So many houses have this kind of facilities. Purified water. Laws for industries units should be strictly implemented so that polluted water is not disposed of directly into the rivers and lakes. Water treatment plants should be installed in all industrial areas. At our individual levels, we should consciously save water and not waste it. Reduce, reuse and recycle should be our mantra. Think of your daily routine. How can you save water? We can think of creative ideas like reusing water used for washing and for other household tasks. For example, water used for washing vegetables may be used to water plants in the garden. Pollution is no longer a distant phenomenon. It is affecting the quality of the daily lives. Unless we all realize our responsibility and start using environment-friendly processes, the very survival of our planet is in danger. So here is your chapter is over. Any query you can ask me. Go through the chapter again and again, read it. Thank you.